Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show, Chef Marshall's Cooking with Confidence, live streaming interactive cooking show. Love doing this show for you tonight, and I love tonight's recipe. We have a turmeric ginger shrimp with pad thai noodles. You're going to love it. But before we get into it, please sign up, chefmarshallObrien.com/show, so you can get the recipes and shopping lists in advance so that we can cook together in real time. That's the whole reason why we put this show together, is so that we can give you a fun, super awesome experience. And I want to go a little bit more about that. Not only to give you a great experience at least one night a week, but to help you work on your skills in the kitchen, help get some stress out of your life with meal planning, and teach you how to nourish yourself and not just feed yourself. You know, I say it all the time, nourishing is different than eating, okay? You can eat to live, you can nourish to thrive. Why not have great tasty, nourishing foods like we're going to have tonight, Thursday night? Please make sure, follow us. We're live streaming right now, as I understand, on Facebook, Chef Marshall O'Brien. On LinkedIn, pretty exciting, Chef Marshall O'Brien. We're also on YouTube, Chef Marshall O'Brien. Is that right, guys? I believe we are. If you want to go join our YouTube channel, which I would so much appreciate you to subscribe, Chef Marshall's Cooking with Confidence. The more people we get subscribing, the more production capabilities we can have for that. So that's awesome. Let's talk about this turmeric ginger shrimp with pad thai noodles. It's going to be yummy. It's going to be really simple. It's a great summertime dish. Yeah, we're cooking it on the stovetop, but it's like, boom, easy. You're going to love it. Let's talk ingredients, folks. For this recipe, we have, of course, we've got some shrimp. And then we're really going to flavor town with some basil, turmeric, some ground ginger, also known as garlic, or also known as ginger powder, a little soy sauce or tamari. We can talk specifics on that in a second. A little bit of salt. I'm using some sesame oil, but you could use a grapeseed oil if you wish. And we got some rice stick noodles, and we have some green onions. I also have, I put out some red onion along with some red bell peppers, because I'm gonna improvise a little bit, give you some inspiration. I gotta take that back. I have been inspired seeing all the photos that folks have been providing, each week. When you make your dish, you take a picture, put it in Messenger or text it or email it or however you want to get it to us, and then we like to acknowledge you. And a lot of you are not only making the dishes look awesome, but then you're adding your own creative spark, and that's what this is all about, is to help you have fun in the kitchen and be inspired to make great tasting, nourishing food. So congratulations on that, folks. I love it. That's why we do this. Let's do this, and I'll talk some about the ingredients some more. For starters, we are going to cook the noodles. Now, on the recipe, again, chefmarshallObrien.com/show, so that you can get the recipe shopping list in advance. Doesn't cost you anything other than the groceries and some energy, right? But you get the recipes delivered Saturday mornings and the reminder Tuesday mornings. On the recipe, I talked about if you don't want rice stick noodles, which we have right here. Good little tip for you. You can use a spiralizer, or you can make spiralized vegetable noodles. If you want to just buy them already spiralized, you can probably do that. I think stores do that. It's going to cost you for it because of the convenience, but I just want to get all the barriers out of the way so you can make awesome foods for yourself. Having said that, one of the first things we need to do for this recipe is we need to cook these rice stick noodles. I just say cook them according to package instructions. You just want to make sure that they are not hard when they're done cooking, and you want to make sure that they're tender, because we will heat them up a little bit in the pan at the very end. So I have my pot of boiling water here, and I am going to cook these for 4 to 5 minutes. Someone do me a favor and put a timer at 3 minutes so I can check. I'd appreciate it. Gonna turn that heat back up. Got to pay attention, folks, when you're cooking pasta. And I know this might sound like sort of a really, an elementary, silly thing, but a lot of times when that pasta is just going to town in the boiling water, it creates a lot of froth, and that froth can accumulate and overflow, and then we got a big messy stovetop. So pay attention to that. Monitor your heat. There are some reports, and I've reported on this myself, that you can take a wooden spoon, and you could, which this is not a good example, but you could put the wooden spoon over the top like this, and it will help magically reduce the froth from coming up. Now, not an issue with these rice noodles, but if you're cooking durum semolina, whole wheat, those types of pasta noodles, this definitely will come in handy. Something to think about. I'd love to know What's some tips and tricks you've done when you're making your pasta? Let us know in the comments. Speaking of comments, I've got an amazing commentator here, my life partner, Miss Jana.
Hello.
You make that like it's very dramatic. That was awesome. Love it. And Jana will be fielding all of your questions,
Yes.
folks.
And we have Cindy from Minneapolis, Steve from Maple Grove, and
Wonderful.
Amy.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, guys and gals, for joining. Appreciate that so much. We are also, if you got questions outside of the class, don't be afraid to type it, put the courage in your fingertips and type it in the chat box. Now, speaking of chat box, make sure you got all your ingredients. And as you saw in the picture, we have all of our ingredients. What I want to do right now while our pasta is cooking, and you could make the pasta in advance and then just, have it chilled in your fridge. You could do it earlier in the day. You could even do it the day before. That would definitely work. I'm doing it on the spot here. Remember I talked about the bubbling water? I happen to have a lot of water in the pan, so shame on me for being overly excited with all the water. I'm just going to try to get creative and stick this like that to... Okay, that doesn't work. Forget it. Let's just keep moving forward.
Little invention camp you have there.
Yeah,
going.
my 6-year-old daughter would be able to help me with her camp she's been in all week. Let's continue on. I want to take the shrimp now. We're gonna take our shrimp. I'm gonna turn down the heat. We're gonna take our shrimp and we're gonna combine the spices, the salt, and the soy with the shrimp, and just let that kind of get happy. Of course, you can deviate if you want, and if you want to, hit the spices in with the shrimp in the pan, and that's fine. You can absolutely do that. I'm doing it this way. Again, I want to just get all the barriers out of the way so that you can have great tasting, nourishing foods. Folks, do us a favor. I want to know, because it's been a few weeks, how are your knife skills this week? 1 to 4. Are you a ninja knife master at a 4? Or do you have hands of rocks, number 1? Ninja Knife Master number 4 or Hands of Rocks number 1. Where are you at? Let us know in the comments, folks. I also want to make a comment about...
That's your timer.
Oh, thank you. I want to make a comment about the soy sauce. I wrote on the directions, you can use soy sauce or tamari. Anybody know the difference between soy sauce and tamari? Let us know in the chat box. And I will answer if no one does ask about that. We're going to mix up our shrimp here. I'm going to add I am actually using tamari. Does anybody know why, like the difference with the tamari? I'm curious. Anybody?
Nope.
Bueller? Anyone?
Bueller.
Okay. Bueller. Well, tamari is a wheat-free version of soy sauce. So if you have a gluten sensitivity, I definitely encourage you to check out using tamari. It's going to taste the same, but it'll definitely be a gluten-free solution. You can also use, if you're looking for soy-like flavors, you can also use, it's called liquid Bragg's amino acids. And I've actually been using that for years. I wish I could say I'm plugging them. I'm not. I love the product. It's a minimally processed, fermented soy product, and it's wonderful. And so I use that in a lot of my Asian influence-inspired dishes. Speaking of Asian inspiration, let's check the noodles because it's been a little after 3 minutes now. Thanks to Jana. Questions, comments, thoughts? Now, these are warm and hot, obviously.
Okay.
But I can feel
Question.
the flexibility, but I can also feel that it's pretty firm. Yes. These are really hard still, so I'm not going to.
Well, I set it up for 3 minutes.
You did.
Didn't do
We're
5.
going to do. Yep.
Do you want how many?
We're going to do
minutes
another 2 minutes on that. Okay.
Well,
Continue on.
Cindy is asking, my store was out of the pad thai noodles. Can I use whole wheat spaghetti? I have tried the last 3 days. So she has been.
Yeah, definitely. Cindy, you bring up a good point. The pad thai noodles are, specific to that type of cuisine, but if you have to improvise because you can't find those types of noodles or that type of spice, I love that you're making the effort to just keep moving forward in a positive direction. In this case, making an awesome dish that you will enjoy. So absolutely go for it. Use those noodles. They're going to taste, they're going to be, you're going to be familiar with the flavors, with the flavor of the noodle, and it's going to have that more pasta, spaghetti type texture. And that's totally fine. someday when you have a chance to get those kinds of noodles, and they're coming to more stores just looking like the Asian section, ethnic food section, that sort of thing, or if you're ever fortunate enough to be able to go to a like a specialty market, European market, Asian market, there's all sorts of Greek markets. They're becoming more prevalent even outside of urban cities and stuff. Take a stroll down the aisles and check it out. You're gonna be surprised at some of the cool stuff. I would like to, I brought up the knife skills thing. I would like to check in. What do we have for numbers on our knife skills this week, Jana? And I'm going to show you.
I have a couple. Amy said this was the question that you asked. That
Yes.
would be a 0 on knife skills this week.
0 on knife skills this week. All right.
Margaret said, I have been using my chopper. I think that was the
You know what?
question that
Whatever
you
it
had.
takes to get the job done, Margaret. Nothing but love for you. This is my chopper. And I am her chopper because she doesn't have to do any of this stuff because I do it, right? Okay, that was a stretch of a joke, but all right, let's just keep moving forward. Alex is grinning back there. I know it's not that funny. But notice how, folks, I'm trying to cut this and I'm pressing down on the skin. That means that this pepper, the skin is starting to, it's definitely edible and it'll be edible for probably another week. But when they're super, super fresh, they're really crisp and hard, and then it's easy to be able to slice through. Also, my knife could be a little bit dull. So in that case, I'm going to flip it flesh side up so that I can get in here. Now, I don't have this on the directions. I didn't talk about adding anything. It's really important because the shrimp cooks so fast that if you are going to add anything to this dish, you want to do it in the beginning so that you don't overcook the shrimp waiting for the other things to cook. Rubber shrimp, like a hockey puck, that when it bounces, not so tasty. So really pay attention to that. I'm going to do a little bit of some red onion as well. I'm looking for some color, some fest.
So the alarm went on.
Oh, thank you.
your
Appreciate that. Questions, comments, thoughts?
Tess is joining us. She says, sorry,
Tess.
I'm late.
Tess, you know
we're
what?
all
Better
good.
late than never. So happy to have you here, and thank you everybody for participating.
And Amy said it's okay, the nail will grow back.
The nail will grow back.
No.
Yes. I'm going to guess that your nail got missing somehow, Amy. Well, what's not missing are these noodles. What I've done is I just cooked them, and I'm really confident in the texture. These feel really good now. Now, I don't want to have my back to you and, rinsing off my noodles, so I'm just going to put them actually in this bowl, and then I have some ice water, and I'm going to pour them in there, and now they'll chill, and I can take them out, and we'll be ready. We'll be ready to make our dish here in uno segundo. That's a little Mexican for my Asian-inspired dish. All right.
Okay.
Moving forward, yes. I'm gonna put
Cindy,
this aside.
I have been doing lots of cutting because I have been doing a lot of dehydrating and
very
experimenting with different foods to dehydrating.
Love it. Cindy, I would love to know, what are you dehydrating? Let us know in the chat. Other folks, anyone else doing dehydrating stuff? I've wanted to do it. My mom did it when we were kids. When I was a kid, when she lived up on the farm, they did like venison, and that was the only thing I remember. But I would love to know, what are you dehydrating? I think that's awesome. And I'm glad you are having the patience to use your knife skills to help with that. That's super, super cool. All right, this is going to go fast. I know I'm doing a lot of talking. We've been out for 2 weeks, and I'm excited to be back. But this is going to go really quick. The noodles are done. Again, you could do those in advance. I sliced up some peppers. I'll finish that onion. Got to preheat the pan, and I'm using a high smoke point sesame oil as well.
Okay, I'm going to time you how quick you're going to go.
You're going to time me how quick I'm going to go?
Well, you keep saying it's going to go fast.
Oh, right, yeah. As I keep talking and talking. You should time me. That's fair enough. All right. Pan's heating up. Let's get some more knife skills. Now, going back to the skills, make sure, tuck your knuckles in. Let the knife do the work. Take your time, okay? Easy, easy, easy. Done, right there. Just let the knife do the work. So if you're at a 0, hopefully it's because you just didn't do anything this week. But if you're at a 0 or a 1, because you're having challenges, I want you to practice 1 minute a day, 7 days in a row. That's 7 minutes, less than 10, more than 5. Sounds like a big number, but it's not, okay? So please, practice, practice, practice. Knife skills, fundamental to helping you make great tasting, nourishing dishes with success and ease. Okay, All right, pan is just about hot. Questions, comments, thoughts? Yeah, I was just going to say, folks, please take pictures of, I already had some folks sending pictures before we even started the show tonight showing their prep setup and, show the prep. You can show the party. You can show the smiles on your faces when you're enjoying your dishes. Please let us know so that we can acknowledge you for you taking the effort, spending time with us. I appreciate it. You could be doing something else tonight, but you're hanging out with us. Thank you. You wanted to say something.
Yes, Cindy got back to your question.
Dehydration.
Yep. So she said mushrooms,
imagination,
lettuce,
cool.
bananas, strawberries.
Did I hear lettuce?
Yes.
Wow.
Cherries, potatoes,
Cool.
and she's trying peppers tonight.
Very, very cool. Pan is hot. I'm going to just throw a little onion in there to see if I got some sizzle. I can kind of hear sizzle. I'm going to turn it up a bit more. I would like to know, for those of you that are live streaming right now, what was the last Chef Marshall recipe you did and how did it turn out? Just make a sentence, you loved it, or wish I would have done this instead. But that would really be nice so that other folks that are watching can see the comments and go, oh, this is how the chef does what he does, or the kind of recipes. Let us know in the chat, all right? What did you do last and how did it turn out? Let's add our vegetables. Again, I'm going off recipe script here, because I wanted to show you what it can be like to go off the recipe a little bit and still obviously stay on track there. I'm going to use a tongs. That's what I'm going to use. These rice stick noodles are pretty durable. They shouldn't break apart, but just to be on the safe side, I'm going to use some hard rubber tip tongs in here. Use whatever makes you comfortable at the end of the day. All right, I'm going to let this simmer for a second. I'm going to remix my shrimp bowl again because that is just, I can smell the aromas. I want to talk about, real quick, ground ginger. Ground ginger, not only does it make your food taste awesome. Now, I say ground, I'm really meaning powdered ginger, but you could use grated ground, like fresh ginger that you grated and it's almost ground up. I'm using ginger powder. And so if that confused you, I apologize, but absolutely you can go fresh. You're going to use 3 times as less just because, or generally 3 times less because fresh is 3 times less potent than dried is. With ginger, fresh, dried, what I love about it is it actually serves as a digestive aid. So great little health tip for you. If you get tummy aches and you're not sure what's causing it, I invite you to get more ginger into your diet, okay? If there's one thing you could take away from a health perspective in tonight's show, you want to help improve your digestion, get more ginger into your system. You can put it in smoothies, you can put ginger in salad dressings, put it in your shrimp, your fish, you can put ginger in so many things. There's ginger ice cream, believe it or not, and it's actually really good. Yeah, so ginger, digestive aid, ease digestion, also eases nausea. Now there's stories, and I don't know if there's like scientific analysis on this because it's like hundreds of years ago, people would chew on ginger when they were sitting on ships to help ease their stomach from nausea. Kind of cool. Try it. Next time you're on a sailboat, you feel sick, grab a piece of ginger. Okay. You know what I want to do before I put this in the pan because it's going to cook pretty quick. I'm gonna chop these up, and I'm gonna make big chops here. Again, using my knuckles as a guide and getting my fingers out of the way, tucked in. We're using the whites and the greens. We're all set there. Easy, simple. If you want to slice them thinner, go for it. We're now going to add the, remember last time I poured stuff and it splattered and freaked you out?
Back.
Okay. Going to add our ginger, turmeric, basil in the pan. Really important that you have the sizzle so that we can get the even cooking and the quick cooking. This is going to be great. So this will cook maybe 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, depending on how hot you have. Don't be afraid to turn up the heat a little bit. You can already see the colors of the tails starting to turn. Questions, comments, thoughts?
Oh, we have a lot of comments in regards to what they made.
Good. I want to hear the comments. Rattle off those comments.
See. Steve says last dish we made was the filet with avocado salsa.
Nice work.
Margaret said can't remember focusing on being on vacation.
You know what? Be focused on vacation, Margaret.
And then she remembered the filet with avocado.
Ah,
really
love
good.
it.
Bev says made lemon rosemary salmon burger recipe from February.
Love it.
And
so good.
Her husband really likes that one.
I actually just thawed some of that out that we're going to have at home this weekend.
Yes.
Very cool.
Pam says the last dish I made was the salmon cakes. They
Very
were
cool.
very good. The last Tess is saying sweet potato stew, but she used squash, chicken, and chickpeas too.
Very cool. Love it. Folks, this is what it's all about, providing you super awesome and nourishing recipes. Because at the end of the day, food works for you or it works against you. Okay? If you're getting through the day with energy to spare and you can give your family the best of you, not what's left of you at the end of the day, awesome. If you're tired, if you're struggling, if you're having brain fog, if you're always stressed out, if your stomach hurts or your head hurts or whatever the situation is, take a look at what you're eating, okay? I'm telling you, please. It's amazing. You can have awesome tasting, healthy. I don't like to use the word healthy, but you can. Okay? You can have it. This is just about done. What I'd like to do is I would like to comment and show. We have great photos from previous episodes when we were right before we took a few week break. Let's look at those and then we'll get back to finishing. BK. Bev, yes. Tasty. I used a frozen cod fillet using what's on hand. I love how you improvised and you took advantage of the stuff you had, being economical, being whimsical, and being awesome tasting. Good job. Nice job. Faith does the walleye with cucumber, tomatoes, and a superseded bread. That is a great combination. Well done, Faith. Thank you for sharing. Love that. Angela says, this was so delicious. I served a friend who was skeptical. This is a big test. I love it. About not being fried, referring to the white fish, and they loved it with the cucumber topping. Angela, way to have some courage, and your friend now is going to think you're a rock star. Anything you make, you walk on water, Angela, and I appreciate that you all shared it. Get our Smart Nutrition Cookbook and Meal Planner so that you can make more awesome, great tasting dishes for yourself or friend or family, all that kind of stuff. Well done.
Well, I was just thinking about Angela if she was here tonight with us, and she just wrote a note saying that my kitchen smells so good, so she is cooking with us tonight. Cindy says the oh my God.
Okay, you laugh for a second. I'm adding the noodles, and I'm basically just going to warm them up because we chilled them, right? And so we're just going to basically warm these up, and it's going to go by really fast. You will not be using ice cubes to freeze or to chill your noodles, and I have an ice cube in here. Not a big deal. It'll melt. It'll evaporate. No big deal. What was the funny thing you wanted to? And then once the noodles are incorporated, you see that just a beautiful color? That turmeric. You know, that turmeric actually has. People have used turmeric, back into the Egyptian days, not only for health benefits but for dyeing the colors, making colors for clothing and that sort of thing. I mean, turmeric is absolutely amazing. I use it in so much of my cooking. All right.
That looks yummy.
This looks
really good.
absolutely fantastic. We're going to add our green onions, and again, if you want to chop them up more, you can. I wanted to have big, robust pieces there. You were going to share some or not?
Oh yes, Cindy, if I can say that word. I don't. Can you help? Skillet.
Skillet.
Here you go. Filet with avocado salsa and the sweet potato stew. Love them. Made several this last 2 weeks. And Pam is asking, I missed what you said earlier. You love to use for Asian influence.
And Pam, I missed you. I'm so glad that you're here with us tonight. So what I said for Asian influence, pad thai noodles is an awesome accent. The rice stick noodles, I don't remember. Maybe I'll remember, and I'll remember to remind you what I didn't remember, right? Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, this looks so dynamite. Wow, we need to get a pan, or we need to get a whatever. What is this called? A plate. Thank you. We need a plate. This looks great. And we're gonna serve up. Okay, we talked health benefits. One thing I didn't say, and I always try to bring this up, turning off the heat, that is, I always try to bring this up with all of our dishes. Figure out a way, if you have kids in your life or grandkids, figure out a way to get them involved. Because studies show when kids are invested in what they're preparing, and frankly, adults as well, whether it's meal planning, helping with the groceries, helping with making the decisions on what we're going to eat, setting the table, studies show that they're going to be way more likely to participate and try it. And then, like Angela's friend learned, hey, I actually liked it. Anyways, I don't recommend bringing your friends over then saying, hey, I need you to help me make dinner and set everything up, unless they really want to. But you get my point. So get your kids involved. They can help portion the ingredients. They can help measure out the spices. They can help cook the pasta with a parent, of course, because the boiling water. Maybe don't cook the pasta. Age appropriate, I suppose. We got health benefits with the ginger to help ease with nausea and being a great digestive aid. Cooking tips we talked about. I already forgot what we talked about for the cooking tips. High smoke point with sesame oil or grapeseed oil and using the spices. And I forgot what the other tips were, but that's okay. Folks, if you, please, before you eat your amazing meal, make sure that you give us pictures. Take a picture. Cooking, eating, laughing, whatever it is. We want to see it. This looks absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. You're going to love it right there. And take a picture, submit it so that we can showcase you next week. Super appreciate you cooking with me. I always love having you in the kitchen. It's awesome. I'm very grateful to be in your kitchen with you. Make sure that you go sign up here, Chef Marshall O'Brien, YouTube, Chef Marshall's Cooking with Confidence, and on Instagram. But grow on our Instagram account, so definitely go there, Chef Marshall O'Brien. And you can get our recipes in advance. Doesn't cost you anything. Tell friends. Forward them off to them. That's cool if they don't want to sign up, but they want the recipes. chefmarshallobrien.com/show. And also, if you are looking for a really user-friendly resource for your kids, grandkids, coworkers, friends, whomever, yourself, our Smart Nutrition Cookbook Meal Planner, we have it as an ebook as well as a hard book. Dynamite teaches you how to stock your kitchen, teaches you how to get everything set up. You're going to love it. Next week, 7 p.m. Central Time.
Before you go.
We gotta go.
No, before you go.
Oh, we're not going.
Before you go, one question. Because Tess is asking,
That's
they
that's
have
cool. That's what it's all about.
shrimp allergy in their family.
Don't eat shrimp if you have a shrimp allergy.
Okay, she's not eating.
Good.
I could make this with chicken.
Yes.
Would I cook the chicken first, then add to the vegetables and
Yes.
so on?
Yes.
Which one? Which order?
Alex is all like, yeah, they're messing all the flow. It's okay. Yes, add the chicken then and do the veggies. Have
All
a
right.
great night, everybody.